Like most college students, you'll be taking some classes online. So it's important to be confident with computer and internet technology before starting online courses so you can ensure a successful start to your program. Most students usually understand basic computer hardware and software, and usually they understand how to navigate the internet, and they're usually ready to take online classes. But just to make sure that you get a confident start, let's take some time to get to know the basic components of a computer workstation and internet technologies. Now, many online students use a notepad, an iPad, or even a smartphone to complete their online courses. But you probably also have a laptop or a desktop computer at some point, and I'd like to start with some basic computer vocabulary. So let's talk about hardware. Now, if you have a desktop computer, then you probably have four main pieces of technology, main pieces of hardware. A desktop computer starts with a CPU. That's called a central processing unit. The CPU is the brain of the computer. When you turn it on, it immediately begins processing information and becomes ready for you to tell it what to do. Now, how do you tell the CPU what to do? You have two pieces of hardware for communicating to the computer, and those are pieces of hardware that you might not usually think about as hardware, and that is a mouse and a keyboard, both of which plug into the CPU. The keyboard uses keys to input commands and information into the computer's brain, and that mouse allows you to move the cursor around on the computer screen and select options and make choices. Most keyboards and mice plug in with the same type of connection called a USB connection. USB stands for Universal Serial Bus, in case you're interested in that. And because USB is universal, lots of different kinds of devices, printers, scanners, or flash drives have that same type of universal connection. Anything with a USB connection can go into the same computer port. That's pretty cool. Of course, your keyboard and mouse might be wireless and need no wired connection at all. If that's the case, you'll just need to keep a fresh set of batteries around to keep your components talking to each other. Now, the last piece of hardware is called a computer monitor. The keyboard and the mouse are tools you use to talk to the computer CPU, and that monitor is the tool that the computer uses to talk back to you. You know what's going on in the computer's brain by looking at the monitor. So a desktop computer, which a lot of people use but really in a traditional kind of way, requires those four components: CPU, keyboard, mouse, and monitor. Of course, like I said earlier, many online students use a laptop computer, which only consists of one single piece of hardware. The CPU, keyboard, mouse, and monitor are all built into the one single unit. Now, if you're using a notepad or even a cell phone for your online work, that's great. You'll be even more portable. But whether you have a desktop, laptop, or mobile device, it's important that you understand those main components of the hardware.